And we are live back. Welcome back to the James McGee Show. I am your host. I am James McGee, and we have, of course, Tom Wells, Joe Collins, and our frequent guest, our friend from More I'm Outta Here, Jason Keifer. Welcome, everybody. Hey, let's dive into this because I know y'all have a lot to say. I have a lot to say when it comes to this. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. Then first off, the halftime show. Who wants to go first? And look, we haven't talked. And Jason, I didn't get a chance to watch your show last night, so I don't know what your stance is on the Super Bowl. So this is going to be raw. So let's go with it. Who wants to go first? Give us your take on this halftime show.
I'll straight up jump in. I had no idea who Kendrick Lamar was. No idea. And I was doing a podcast like a week and a half ago. And Jill was in the chats, my fiance, she's upstairs. She goes, who's doing the halftime show? I said, shit, I don't know. So I was doing my sports show with John on Failure to Stop. I Googled it. I'm like, Kendrick Lamar, I have no idea. I would not be able to pick a song out if he gave me $1 million. Watched it at the Firehouse. The worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
There's so many issues with it. Just so many issues. But let me back up. We ain't even talk about what we drink. We got to talk about that first. So, Joe, are you drinking anything?
I got a little Jameson on.
No, you took a little page out of my book, huh?
A little JMO.
Tommy Wells, you drink anything, or you not because you work?
You know what I told you? I'm so addicted to Jesse Waters. I was watching him all the way up to the show, and I ran in here, and I just realized I didn't grab a drink.
Jason, what you drinking? Miller Lite as usual. There it is.
Oh, crack.
So, man, I'm on this kick of whiskey sour. So, Crown Royal, I found it during the holidays. Crown Royal has a pre-mix whiskey sour. Man, it's fucking good. So I'm on that. I took the last sip of it tonight, so that's what I'm drinking. So Joe, give us your take on this.
Well, it was funny because one of our classmates actually posted something on his Facebook page about if it was a Super Bowl, what he would. I got to go to the Super Bowl in 1997. And it was in New Orleans. It was against Packers against Patriots. And it was the Blues Brothers and ZZ Top.
Entertainers.
That's what I'm talking about.
Entertainers.
It was amazing. So, to be honest with you, I did not know who this person was either. And as soon as he started, I couldn't understand the words. So I phased out. I would glance at it occasionally and stuff. But every time I did, I couldn't understand what was being said, and so that's all I got, man. It was not for me.
Underwhelming.
Yeah,
exactly. It was just like, and my personal belief about that is that show should be entertaining for the group that watches NFL football.
The 63% white men.
Well,
above,
I'm
63% of viewers or white men above the age of 40. And
I was going to guess between 30 and probably 50 is probably the notch.
And it's not just because of the music. And I'm going to cover that in a second. I got a whole lot of issues with this. Tommy, what's your take?
Well, to be honest with it, I was bored by it. I tuned out. I was on my phone. It started out. I will say I liked some of the choreography. I like the American flag part of the, I guess dancing and all that stuff. But one of the things, and I'm going to ask because I wasn't paying attention. I heard about this later. Did he utter the N-word several times while he was singing?
Well, the song has it. I don't know if he. I couldn't. I'm like Joe. I couldn't understand a word coming out of his mouth. So the song does have, most of his songs do, from what I understand. So there's a good chance that it did.
And see, that's what bothers me is that, first of all, I hear I don't know anything about him, but I hear he's a pretty decent guy. I suppose he doesn't drink. He doesn't do drugs, anything like that. That's great. And right at the time when the NFL does something smart, like takes the words "end racism" out the end zone, which I was, again, this whole new world order we're living in. And I'm like, finally, let's just stop talking about it, because when we, just like Morgan Freeman says, if we stop talking about it, maybe it'll go away, right?
That's exactly what it is. We're indoctrinated too much.
Yeah, and then you have a halftime show where the performer comes out and says that. I'm just so sick and tired of hearing that word from Black people. It's not a free pass. It is offensive. Stop using it. And but like I said, I was just totally disinterested in it. So I stopped paying attention, and I tuned back in mentally when the game came back on.
Right.
Well, I've got a lot to say, and then I'm sure that will. Yeah, that will. I'm sure that will cue some thoughts in y'all's head. I thought it was despicable. I thought that what I am sick of is, and everything that the NFL first off starts off with the Black national anthem, which makes no sense. We're not, the people that promote to have things like that are the ones talking about division and inclusiveness. That's what's dividing this country. We have one national anthem. We're one nation. We're under God, and we have one national anthem. That's the first thing. Second thing is they have this commercial with Snoop Dogg and Tom Brady about hate, okay, which I thought was, well, hey, whatever, But then you have this commercial. The NFL sponsored the commercial about hate. And then we have a 20-minute halftime show that was hate. It was nothing but hate. Yeah. This crib walk, and Serena Williams, I'm going to tee off on her ass in a little while too. This crib walk, her sister was killed by a crip. And she's doing the crip walk. And this whole thing was about, the Crips, what do they represent? Gang violence, black on black violence. And that's what the NFL is going to have their entertainment and their halftime show is going to be. It makes no sense to me.
he said crip walk. I love it.
Yeah, that's what they were doing. They were doing this crip dance in this crip walk. And that makes, to me, it makes no sense. But I'm tired, and this is where I'm gonna really kick it off before I get on Serena. I'm tired of feeling like people are trying to shame us for. I'm not going to be ashamed to be a white man, and it seems like everything that the NFL allows is trying to embarrass us of being white men. What did we just want to watch a football game?
Right.
That's when is it not about a football game anymore? Right. It is about a football game, and they have made it so political and 63% of the people that watch the Super Bowl are white men, and they attack us constantly, and I'm sick of it. And as far as Serena Williams, if I'm her husband, she's married to a billionaire, how are you getting up there dancing to front out your ex-boyfriend? That you embarrassed your sister who was killed by a crip. You embarrassed your husband because you're up there trying to take shots at an ex. So apparently he's still in your mind. If I'm her husband, her ass is out today. Her bags are packed on the lawn when she got home. Yeah. So it's just, to me, it's enough of the way that the NFL is not supported by, it is supported by the people they constantly attack, and it's enough.
I think it'll be another one of those halftime shows that no one will remember.
Oh, definitely.
There's been some really, really good, like Michael Jackson, when he did that, it was freaking amazing, right? And then who can possibly forget Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson?
No.
Hey, easy there, big fella.
Well, oopsie.
Yeah,
but people remember that. I mean, and oh shit, who was the other one? I'm drawing a blank. Keep going. It'll come to me. But
there's been some amazing presentations.
Yeah. Well, even a couple of years ago when the Bengals were in the Super Bowl, I liked the Dr. Dre Snoop Dogg one. I thought
I loved it. No, I loved it. That was one of the best shows there was.
Old school. That was pretty cool,
Now I know. Now, Tom, I know you're a Steelers fan. Mm-hmm. I get it. But with us being there, What I didn't like is the fact that our goddamn kicker is sitting out there watching the halftime show
Oh,
versus
I remember that.
being
Oh, I still have love for the Bengals. Trust me on that. And I know, and he got in some big ass trouble for that too.
yeah. But that one was badass. That's straight old school, like gangster rap type shit.
Yeah. And you know, Jimmy, I was going to just pop in real quick and say this about what you struck me when you said what you said. One of the reasons why it's so distasteful right now is because we've had a taste for the way America should be. We have lived literally the last 2 or 3 weeks. Everyone's riding this high of we're back, and then to have that guilt trip, virtue signaling and all that crap that the left tries to put on us. All of a sudden, that was thrown in our face. Maybe with that, and just with the whole thing, with the Black National Anthem and all that, it's like, let's just be Americans.
Yeah.
And so that really it felt like it was a step back in that regard. And there were some good things I thought that happened in there, but go ahead. You keep on going with what you were going to say.
Well, no, and I'll comment on what one of you said about the flag and the red, white, and blue. That was not intended to be positive. The Samuel Jackson and Kendrick Lamar, look, from all accounts, my wife told me the same thing, that he does do alcohol, drugs, and all that. And I get it. But Samuel Jackson and Kendrick Lamar were big Kamala Harris supporters. They are part of the anti-America movement, in my opinion. So him dressing up as Uncle Sam and saying the things that he did, it was not to bring America together. It was to further divide America.
Yeah. No, I was talking about just the choreography, not about Samuel Jackson's whole thing now.
And you got to also remember how far in advance this was planned. They probably believed that she was going to be the president.
That is a
good point. Very good point.
So,
what?
Because this shit was decided who was going to do it. 8 months ago.
Oh,
yes.
At least. Yeah.
What? And I saw a piece last night. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, if they were smart, whether they would have had Taylor Swift do it, even though I hate that bitch. But if they were smart, they would have had Taylor Swift do the halftime show.
Yeah.
And ratings would have been even further through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Well, let me throw this at y'all. What about Lil Wayne? He's from New Orleans.
Yeah.
He is not that there.
But
he is
at this point. He's kind of a little bit irrelevant. He pops up here and there, but I don't think you'd have drawn ratings. And
yeah,
I'd have watched him over Kendrick Lamar or whatever the fuck.
Well, you would understand his words. So,
Right.
And hey, I'm just telling you, the trombone shorty was amazing.
That was great.
Yeah,
I love my that is.
See, I like that too. And I'm very much
one of my son's favorite artists. And we actually went when we came down the first time to the FBI conference in New Orleans. That was in Covington, and he came down early with me, and we went to Jazz Fest. We went to Trombone Shorty's concert, and it was like as soon as he stepped out on stage and blew the horn, everybody in the arena stood up. Nobody sat down for the entire 3 hours, and it was amazing.
Trombone Shorty's badass.
Yeah.
I just think there was definitely better choices. There are people that I had never heard of the guy. I'd had somebody like Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll is one of the hottest artists.
Oh, yeah.
He does it all. He could have what he could have brought with him, but it shows bringing this guy in just shows the agenda. And here's the other thing. I don't know anything about Drake. I don't. He's not to me one of the controversial. Maybe he is a pedophile. I don't know. That's not the stage. The NFL should have not allowed that. That's not what this platform. The platform was to entertain 100 million people, and 63% really don't give a shit. The 63% that don't care about your rapper's beef, and that's what it turned into. Was you had 100 million people and use your platform instead of entertaining and to show your talent. Apparently, you're a talented guy. You've had 22 Grammys, Lamar. Instead of showing your talent, you decide to make it a clown show. And I'm very, because I like Serena Williams. I think that, getting up there doing this dance to not like us, not like who? You're not from the streets, Serena. You took the sidewalk. The streets weren't made for you, girl. That you're not from the streets. You're a tennis player. And you dominated your sport. You broke into you were an icon. The only sport whiter than tennis is hockey and golf. And her and her sister dominated the sport. Be proud of that. You were not oppressed. I'm sure you faced a lot of challenges. I'm not a fool. There was definitely some racism. I know you had challenges, but you're not oppressed. You're worth $300 million, and you're married to a white billionaire, and you have 2 white kids. You're not from the streets. Don't go down to that level. That made no sense to me.
We call it mean streets.
Yeah.
Hollywood superstar belief system that because they perform at a high level at something, they believe everyone wants to hear what they have to say on other topics. And it's like, no, with the actors, I truly love who you pretend to be. I don't give a shit who you really are. You're my
Yeah. I want Robert De Niro to be the guy in Goodfellas.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know that he really is a kook because he's one of my favorite actors.
Yep.
And I was just real disappointed in Serena because I felt like she still is an icon. She was a great tennis player.
Yeah.
I think she was a great role model as an athlete. The way she carried herself, I think her and her sister were class acts, and I think she was a role model for young women. But again, get back on the sidewalk. You're not from the streets. You're not one of us either.
Yeah. Well, the bottom line is they need to come up with more. When I say mainstream, it doesn't have to cater to white people. It doesn't have to cater to black people. It just has to be entertaining. And if you put out a product out there that people can generally look at and go, I enjoyed listening, to that or whatever. That's what it's about. And again, I like your point, James, about, it's not just the United States. It's 100 million people. I mean, it's the world that is watching this game, and this is the best we can put on. And again, I'm sure, like you said, he's a talented guy. He's got all these Grammys, and literally the best we can do is to put a guy on that no one. I mean, the thing I keep hearing over and over and over, no one can understand what he was saying. I couldn't understand what he was saying until he talked about turning off the TV at the end. I heard that, and other than that, I have no idea what he said. Just like one of our listeners
started with that one.
Yeah. The only thing he said clear was, Drake, I hear you like him young. That's the only thing he said clear, because he made sure that he said that very clear, and he made sure that we understood what he was saying.
Yep.
I have to do the shameless plug, but my fiance Jill Billy 007's in the chats, and she said the Aerosmith, NSYNC, Britney Spears, Nelly, and Mary J. Blige was pretty epic, which I do remember that one.
Oh yeah.
And it brought everything together.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was a very, very well done. That's where I was trying to go when I
agree with Jill, and I also agree with my friend that posted LMB. She says that Lil Wayne deserved a halftime show, and I think he did. I think they could have. To me, yeah, Jason, he might not be relevant, but I guarantee more people know him than knew Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's from New Orleans. They could have really, the way they could have really promoted that heavy, him being from New Orleans. I'm going to tell you, his feelings are hurt that he wasn't asked. He was expecting to be the halftime show.
Oh, man, Harry Connick Jr., I thought he was doing a good job. And there's most places promote the people from the town when they do these events, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Has Lady Gaga ever done a halftime show?
She did the song before the game. Did you hear that?
Yeah, and that was actually damn good. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That kind of music has appealed to everybody. And that song, I mean, I thought, and I when they showed, there was another clip they kept showing over and over with Brad Pitt, where he was talking about the heroes and the American, kind of like the getting everybody all frothed up and it built up. And there were like 4 or 5 different, no offense here, clips of firefighters, not a single one of police officers. And I thought, that's planned. And then when all of a sudden Lady Gaga comes on and they have her surrounded, I thought, okay, good. At least, there should be recognition for that. And I was glad to see it. I like that piece with Lady Gaga. I thought that was very good. Very well done.
I think you have these group of entertainers like her, I believe, I don't know her, that understand that as an entertainer, you have to be Switzerland. Because you cannot piss off 50% of the people.
Right.
Well, they don't care. That's not their base, Joe. Their base. He was. It's the NFL's job about regulating that, because he doesn't care if Kendrick Lamar doesn't care if he lost to NFL viewers. He doesn't care about that.
What I'm saying across the board is that if you want to maintain the highest number of fans, you have to be like Switzerland with your fan base.
Yeah.
You cannot take sides. You shouldn't be making all of these political statements that nobody wants to hear about from you. Entertain us.
Now, I did say he had 22 Grammys, but Grammys really don't mean shit when Beyonce won Country Music Artist of the Year.
I was going to say, we should have just get a country western singer.
So I guess the Grammys just lost all fucking credibility anyway.
That's a fucking that's not a country music I listen to. I can tell you that.
No, I didn't know what the fuck they were talking. I don't watch that shit. But
give me some fucking Conway Twitty, Merle Haggard.
Yeah. Can you imagine those guys turning over their grave when this
hearing that dumb bitch say this ain't Texas? Fuck you. Get out of here with that bullshit. Sorry.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
Joe, I know she's your favorite. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So what about that? I did actually watch a lot of the game, which I hadn't in years. What, Jason? You really keep up with the on the sports side. What happened with Kansas City? Did they just lay down? The pressure of the three-peat got to them. I think that's my take. The pressure of the three-peat got to them.
I think that's big time. But also, I mean, Philly had a fucking team, man. And I wasn't. I mean, it wasn't a Super Bowl that I was even interested in. I normally take a vacation day if I'm working to do Super Bowl parties or whatever, whether I'm hosting one or going to one. I went to work. I'm like, I don't give a shit. They've both been in there, 3 out of the last 6 years or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I mean, I was rooting for Philly because I just absolutely hate the Chiefs.
Yeah.
With every ounce of my soul. Mm-hmm. Had a couple bets thrown down, but we watched it. We had a couple runs during the game. But I was in there, but like the halftime show, I went into the office and had to do a couple things and come out. All right, is the game back on? All right, cool, got it. Start watching. But Kansas City I think they were just overwhelmed.
I think
that defensive line for Philly was fucking unstoppable.
Well, and the offensive line.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
the biggest offensive line in the NFL.
Yep.
I think in the history of the NFL, and I think, Joe, in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
Did you? I don't know if you guys saw the stat that they showed for that offensive line versus year one of the Super Bowl, where it was like the average height was 6'1" and 245 versus 6'6" and 345 or whatever it was.
340, I think, was the average.
Yeah. Absolutely amazing.
Well,
now, I needed Saquon Barkley to get a goddamn touchdown. That's what I fucking needed to finish out my bets, but that didn't happen.
One of the things I really, and one of the reasons why I got so frustrated with the Chiefs, I used to enjoy watching the Chiefs because they're a very competitive team, and I always felt they were fun to watch because they come up with all these, very spontaneous plays, and they mix it up. But what I got so sick and tired of was Travis Kelce and his big mouth and Mahomes, like that clip. I'm sure you've seen the clip of Mahomes and Josh Allen when Allen beat him, and all Mahomes standing there going, "That was a terrible call. That was a terrible call." Everyone's sick and tired of them because of their attitude. And when you see the Philadelphia Eagles, and anybody that's been to Philly, correct me if I'm wrong because I know I'm not. That town is not a very pleasant town. And again, nothing against Philly people, but the crowd.
They're terrible. They're terrible. They're terrible fans.
Their fan base is bullshit.
It is. And
but the team seems like a class act.
That's what I'm saying. When they won the Super Bowl, look how classy they acted at the end. Listen, just the way Jalen Hurts talked and the way the coach Sirianni was like, every one of them was like you felt like they deserved it. They were, I was happy. I was happy
for them,
but I was happy for them, and they showed such class. That was exactly the way to put it.
Yeah.
Well, how about the fans stealing fucking police horses and shit? And burning like lighting shit on fire. Like
they would have done that, Jason, if they lost. They'd have done it. They weren't going to burn the city. They just want to burn the city down.
I saw the perfect meme, and it was like, if you're looking down at a sheet of paper, just picture a square and a wall in between, and you had two entrances, and you have Philadelphia Eagles here, and at the end of the wall, it says Philadelphia wins a Super Bowl. Philadelphia burns. Kansas City wins the Super Bowl. Philadelphia burns.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to do it either way.
Yeah,
that's what they. I don't understand that. I just don't get it. But maybe your buddy Joey could tell us. Joe, maybe Joey McDowell could tell us why. Have y'all talked to him? He's been quiet. I figured he'd be hooping and hollering on our group text.
I thought so too. I sent him a message before the game and everything, and he replied to it. But you're right. He hasn't been.
Jason, we have a friend. He is Mr. Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, Joey
He's retired from Philly PD. Great guy. I think he retired as an inspector. Just a wonderful guy. Yeah. But he is a diehard fan.
And I'm happy. I'm happy for that. Like,
yeah,
I'm happy for anybody that's a Philadelphia fan that can be somewhat decent.
Yeah.
There's a few of them.
Just be somewhat.
Yeah, he came down with a group of guys probably about 5 years ago, and we went to the Packer Philly game, and I told them, here's the rules. You act like a human being and you respect people, and they're going to be nice to you.
Were they in your house or you were there?
They came here to Green Bay. So no.
So you told him to act like he's not in Philly.
No, but the thing, it's about
act like a human.
Respect to the place where you are, and they're going to treat you nice, right? If you act like an asshole, they're going to do the same thing,
right?
But you cannot. I hate the fact that you cannot, as a visiting fan, go to some of these stadiums and wear your jersey and be safe.
Right.
Look, Philly's the worst. Look at what they did to that girl. They slapped that fan that slapped that girl a month or so ago.
Well, there's Philly's not alone. There's some other.
No, they do it everywhere.
Don't even say Steelers because it's not like that there anymore.
It used to be, but it's not.
I know it did.
But I've seen the same shit here at the Bengals stadium, and especially Steelers Bengals games, like because obviously we do this.
It's bad, huh?
And I've seen some bullshit, but I've also broken some bullshit up. But even Cincinnati fans, right, wrong, or indifferent, I'm going to say this, and Tom, you're going to kill me on it, but Cincinnati fans against Cincinnati fans.
Oh yeah.
Joe Billy 007 almost got in a goddamn fight the first game of the season. Literally.
Wow.
And she stands this tall. She's 5 foot. But some dumb bitch started talking shit, and she was like, "Nope, I'm done." I'm like, "Oh, hold on, let me grab." Nope. But I mean, it happens everywhere, and it sucks because you throw all that fucking alcohol and everything else because people are tailgating for 7 hours
all day. Yeah.
But I mean, to your point, Tom, though, I love, or Joe, I'm sorry, I love the fact that you should be able to visit another stadium, visit other fans. I went to Dallas in 2017. Bengals weren't great. We got welcomed as we walked in.
Yeah.
Beers handed to us. We're wearing jerseys and shit. Oh my God, you guys came from Cincinnati? That's awesome.
Yeah.
We got the shit beat out of us. Ezekiel Elliott ran for like 175 yards on us.
Yeah.
We're walking out, and I'm going to say it, and hopefully, James, it doesn't get you canceled, but Mexicans are fucking yelling at us. I got hit in the back of the head with a beer bottle. You fucking losers. I'm like, you should have beat us. Did you see the team that we came in with? You fucking idiot. You just gave me a beer 4 hours ago. Now you're hitting me with one. What the fuck?
Do you have their names? Because Trump would deport them.
I'm pretty sure they're probably already gone.
They're in Gitmo.
I mean, I just went to the Bengals Steelers game up in Pittsburgh just this beginning of January, and there were a lot of Bengals fans up there, which is sort of unusual because Pittsburgh is pretty much almost it's a home team stadium.
Yeah,
and everyone was getting along just fine. And the Bengals won. There was no big, it was not. It wasn't. There was nothing. It was fine. I didn't see any problems at all. Not a single fight, which is, it's just a change of times. That's all.
It's weird. And Jill,
don't go as an away fan and be an asshole in somebody else's house.
Right.
Exactly. Well, and that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
James put Jill's comment up on the screen. She used to live up close to Buffalo, and I wish I could almost call her in, but she was telling me when she was with her ex, they were at a game. And Jets fans are just as fucking bad.
Yeah, Jets are pretty bad.
J-E-T. Why wouldn't they be?
Fuck off.
I like to see someone that hasn't had the opportunity to be in the game. It's just to see Kansas City there and feel as though they just believe that they deserve to be there every year. It's like, that's bullshit. It's like, come on. I was really hoping Buffalo made it. So,
how awesome would it have been to have a Buffalo Redskins Super Bowl
or Detroit, Buffalo
or
Detroit?
Man.
Yeah, I could have done Buffalo Detroit because I wanted both of them to win, and I would have been sick over one or the other losing. I mean, I was sick when Detroit lost in the first place.
Oh my god! You know what? I was a Detroit fan for the first time ever.
That second round, I was like,
"Hey, what's Tom? What's our buddy in Kansas City? What's his name? Our friend in Kansas City
from the NA.
Oh, yeah. We were just with him at the conference. Joe, our friend in Kansas City.
Yes. Bob, Bill, Joe, Jason.
Oh God! Yeah. And he's from there.
Ken.
He's outside of Kansas City. He's a chief outside of Kansas City. In something park.
Overland Park.
Overland Park, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Fuckers are making me drink.
Yeah, that guy.
I know exactly what you're talking about now. I can't think.
Well, I guess I was going to ask you if you checked on him because he's a season ticket holder.
Yeah, no, I have not. I need to. I'll have to look him up on the old 236 Facebook.
Let's get back on this one commercial. I want to get y'all's take specifically on this the Tom Brady in the Snoop Dogg commercial. So I'll give you on my take. It's kind of like what you said, Tom. You quit talking about it, people are going to kind of forget about it. Why do you keep bringing it up? And you got people like, I didn't know there was hate, but maybe there is. They're talking about it, so everybody must hate each other. Just shut the fuck up about it. And let us live our life. To me, that was a slight at Trump, in my opinion. I think that was a slight at Trump and all Trump supporters is my take.
My understanding is that commercial, and Jason said earlier, is that those were commercials that were made quite a bit before the election under the expectation that Kamala was going to be the president. And the division, that whole, let's preach to you. Let's tell you how to think and let's tell you how to be. And all of a sudden, here we are, happy and at least, it seems like America's on the right path. And all of a sudden, this commercial comes up, which is like a total makes no sense at all. That's why, I think.
Yeah, let's step backwards. So we're talking about Simon.
Yes, Simon.
Simon, thank you.
Our good friend Simon, couldn't remember his fucking name.
Samsonite, I was way off.
Yeah, so I think that was a lot of these things that were on there. Is that those were predestined to be Camilla. I call her the chameleon Harris.
Kamala. Her name's Kamala.
No, it's a chameleon Harris.
Hey, I got to ask a quick question. Is the real Sean Singleton, is that Rich Crumman? Because that only he would say something like that. Do you see that comment on there?
He also just said that Rich Crumman sings better than Beyonce. So
that's why I think it's him.
So what is y'all's take on Trump going to the game?
Now? He has an alias. What the hell?
I was with him where I was shocked that never happened before.
I didn't know it never happened. So, Jason, why do you think Trump went? You think he just went because he's Trump and he's going to do what the fuck he wants? Or you think he was making a statement? Or what do you think his purpose was?
I think he showed up to be the first, which again, I was shocked that no other sitting president had been there, but to show the fact that he's one of the people, like he's going to come to these events and be a part of you. Even
he goes to 3 or 4 UFCs a year,
right?
So he is a sporting event guy. It's not like he's some pencil dick who doesn't go to sporting events. He loves events,
but he was also president for 4 years prior and didn't go to a Super Bowl, which I don't know why. And
this is a new Trump, though. This is a different Trump, man.
You know why he went? Because he's the great galvanizer.
Yeah,
he's getting it done on all fronts, and I think he went there to basically say, it's like what was said a second ago. I'm your president, and I'm going to be here and press the flesh with the people.
Yeah, and I've got 4 years to do my shit, and this is what's going to happen.
That's right.
He'll be at the Super Bowl next year. I'll guarantee it. And then,
but that did boggle my mind, the fact that he was the first sitting president.
Right? Yeah,
that had ever been. Multiple vice presidents went, but no sitting president, which I thought was weird. But no,
the logistics of that visit, my God, for the Secret Service, Jason, had to be just shit.
Yeah, but you know what?
That was the safest place to fucking be in the country.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
After New Year's Eve, they dialed it in. So the part where it probably didn't need that much more than what they were already doing.
They probably told that goofball fucking chief to have a seat. We got this.
Well, they probably got the barricades up, which was good.
Yeah,
they sent her ass back to Portland or wherever the fuck
she was the storage shed.
Oakland. Oakland or Portland or wherever the fuck she was from. They sent her ass back.
But here's the police commissioner. Did you guys see that the chameleon? She went to the Lakers game and people didn't even recognize her.
Didn't know who the fuck she was.
Yeah, because she was sitting up in the nanny seats.
Oh yeah. Camel toe was all the way up in the back.
Yeah, I don't know what their Secret Service protection is once they leave office. From what I understand, they get it for a little bit, then they're on their own.
Well, I don't know about vice president. President gets it for
no vice president. No president does, but vice president, from what I understand, Tom, they don't get it for very long.
I didn't think they got it at all.
I think she might have. They said, "Hey, get out of the the Naval Observatory. That's where they live."
Yeah,
I'm gonna text a friend who I know will be able to give me the answer.
Yeah, they evicted her ass and
go on, get. Mama just take him off with the broom.
Yeah, and Trump didn't authorize any extension.
Absolutely.
No,
I mean,
you're fired, Joe. That was great.
To your point, James, I think he made a statement showing up there, and
I think so. I think it was a good statement.
We were going to cover it last night, but then we had our buddy Zeke Arkham on, which took up most of our podcast. But the main headline for ours last night was Trump gets standing ovation, and the whole fucking place just blew up, and then fucking Taylor Swift gets fucking booed.
So I was listening to this will surprise y'all. I was listening to Megyn Kelly this morning. So Megyn Kelly was there, and she was a guest of the CEO of YouTube, and she was in the YouTube suite. To the right of her was Taylor Swift. To the left of her was Donald Trump. So in pictures that she posted, you could see both of them. So Taylor Swift and Donald Trump were in arm's reach of each other during the game.
Wow.
I wonder if that was planned.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Well, Taylor Swift is right now in the process. I've got shit coming in my ear. She is in the process of writing a breakup song for Travis Kelce because he's a loser.
He lost. Yeah, he lost. He's yeah.
One of the best memes I saw after the game was a heart, and it had Travis and Taylor there, and it said, "Neither one got a ring tonight."
Yeah, there was some kind of rumor he was going to propose to her or something if they won or something like that. But
Yeah.
Well, here's the stuff on the VP. So they can get 6 months, which is automatic from the
Okay.
end of their term. However, the Secretary of Homeland Security has the authority to direct the Secret Service to provide temporary protection for any of those individuals as they deem necessary.
Yeah, that's gone.
So, yeah.
well,
so
I
there's
don't
the
think
need.
that's going to be a tough decision for Christy Nome.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what? If there's some kind of credible threats and things like that, then they have the ability to actually direct.
Yeah, no, they can. They can provide for anybody that they want. But
So,
I knew it wasn't long, but 6 months ain't a long time.
well, and let's who was the vice president for George Bush W?
George W. Bush.
Mhm.
It was,
Okay, I'm just saying. There you go.
Right.
Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly. Cheney.
Oh yeah, Dick Cheney. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that
Old
we had
Chuck.
to think about it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's got his own protection detail himself. He might not hit the right person.
Well, Halliburton. Yeah, Halliburton.
duck.
Yeah, exactly.
I tell you, who needs Secret Service protection is Elon Musk.
Oh, that ain't no shit.
Oh, he doesn't need Secret Service protection. You can.
Well, hey, let's tee off. Hey, since we're on that subject, let's get off of football. Let's get into a little politics. You know, we're gonna carry into that. I love the fact that, man, he is just fucking their heads up. Did y'all see that interview with him in the Oval Office today?
Oh my god, it was incredible.
The dude's an awkward dude, man.
I wish he could speak better, but he
I
said
think that's part of
everything.
his. I think that's part of his deal, Jason. I think that's part of the attraction because he fucking speaks so fucked up.
That and don't have your fucking kid hanging around.
You know what?
around.
Though? I thought that was a smart move. I thought that was a smart move.
It
He's like
was
saying,
smart, but for me
I'm
watching it, it was distracting.
It was too long.
All right, Mr. ADHD.
What was more distracting to me was the oversized. You know, this man could buy any tailor in the world. He had this oversized sport coat on and a baseball cap. You know, he just doesn't give a fuck.
I thought it was a James McGee shirt.
It was awesome. and then him saying, "Hey, we found this."
And a MAGA hat. Hey, he don't give a fuck.
I need one of those T-shirts, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna send you one.
They found a 150-year-old citizen that's getting benefits. It's like,
Several.
dude, we got to find that guy because
Yeah.
he's like in this book of world record shit, man.
I don't know if y'all saw him. I know Tom. You know, Tom doesn't have TikTok because he's scared of the Chinese are gonna get his fucking information. But I teed off on that goofy bitch AOC yesterday.
I love everything you said, Al.
She said that Elon Musk is dumb, the dumbest billionaire. Or she's trying to be Donald Trump because that's what Donald Trump says about everybody. You know, Donald Trump, they're low IQ individual. Anybody that says anything about him, they're stupid. And I that's his deal. But you can call Elon Musk a lot of things. The man is probably, arguably, the most brilliant man on the planet. Seriously. I don't know if you're going to find a smarter guy than that.
Right.
But to call him dumb, and, you know, then I'm getting on Maxine Waters probably tomorrow. I'm going to get on her ass with the stunts that she's been pulling. But, man, just the fact of all of them, the way that they are acting towards Doge, what are you scared of? I got audited by the IRS. Hey, let me tell you, I went through an audit with the IRS last year. Why are they better than me?
Yeah.
Why are they better than me? Y'all audit me. We need to audit y'all. I promise you that y'all are cheating a lot more on your taxes than I am.
Yeah. I saw a great post. He's a cop from down in suburban Cincinnati, Tim Fogel. Great post the other day on Facebook. Being mad at Elon Musk is like being mad at the cop who just returned your stolen purse. I was like, that is brilliant.
I saw that same post, Tom. I saw the same post.
Thou
We both know that guy.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
That's
great.
Too much. So the reason that they're screaming and hollering is they're afraid that they're going to get connected with something that he finds.
Yep.
Well, yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yep.
And
they will.
Yeah,
they will find it.
They've already started.
Yeah.
Now it's just a matter of it's like going through the old library trying to find that that card like
Dewey Decimal System.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. It's fucking
Oh my
happening.
God.
It's happening right now in front of our eyes, and it
Yes.
is amazing.
Well, I saw a story tonight I couldn't believe. Did you see when Elon was in the Oval Office talking about the mine, the limestone mine that the retirees stuff going to? Well, Jesse Waters had the actual mine on television. And I'm like, I can't even wrap my head around our government sometimes. Like, we're the most advanced country in the world, and this is how we process federal retiree paperwork, by putting in an actual mine with an elevator that can only handle a certain amount of paper. Otherwise, it'll go, you can't
retire that day.
That's what they said. You can't retire if the elevator's out. I'm like, come on.
Well, since while we're on the topic, let's talk about the $15 million that the Taliban got for condoms and the $50 million that Gaza got for condoms. They got a lot of fucking going on in the Middle East. I can tell you that.
Well, they're using them to make bombs. Have you seen that? Yeah. They blow them up and they float these condom bombs.
I'm gonna throw a wild theory out there. The condoms never made it to there. That money went in somebody's pocket.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, what are they saying? Like only a third of the money got to Ukraine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll be huge when that comes out.
How much of the money went to the Clinton Foundation that didn't get to Haiti?
Yep.
But just the thing, that $3 million wedding.
How much money went to the Clintons' ugly ass daughter for her foundation?
Yeah, she had a $3 million wedding.
Yeah.
The drinking bros made a statement. They're like, at least go buy a goddamn dress. You look frumpy. Yeah. Buy a dress with that money.
Yeah, you should have a mommy makeover. You should have all.
No,
that's right.
No, because she don't want to look like her mommy.
Oh yeah, that's true. Let's close this out. Let's go around the table. Let's start with you, Tom. What would you like to see, since we start off with the Super Bowl? What would you like to see the Super Bowl? The culture, the atmosphere, the message. What would you like to see all the way around next year if that goofball commissioner asked you, Tom Wells, what would you like to see the Super Bowl do?
I would have more patriotic elements either in the beginning or during the halftime show, like maybe more military and more, I realize that people want music and all that stuff. How about we see a performance by the Marine Corps Silent Drill Platoon? Not everyone has seen that. How about that?
I like
maybe,
that. No, I like that.
Maybe a medley of different, military.
I'm going to be a little bit ignorant and ask: Is that the spinning guns shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
I've seen. Have you ever seen them live?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen them live.
I've seen them live. They came here and did a show about 20 years ago. Man, it was amazing.
I'm telling you, let me plug the Marines here for a second. If you ever get a chance to go to 8th and I during this, it's spring through the fall in Washington, D.C., you have to get tickets to go. You can usually get them through your congressional office or whatever. Go see that, because that is the most, seeing it there and at the, the original, barrack.
That's the commandant's house, right? That's where the commandant's house is. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's moving. It really is.
I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Joe, what would you want to see the Super Bowl focus on next year?
Well, I would just love to see the NFL get back to the basics, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at what the football was and why it became what it, because they kept touting Kansas City as the first team that could be the three-peat, right? It's like, the Packers did it. The Packers did it at the beginning. It was the year before it became the Super, but they were world champions 3 years in a row at the very beginning. Yeah. It's like, let's get back to the gridiron and the whole purpose for playing the game, and get away from all of this statement making and all of the stuff that has detracted for why we watch the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you,
Jason. What's your take?
And I'm gonna jump on Joe's stuff there. I mean, play the game. Play the game. You have your 15-20 minute break. I like Tom's, with the Marines, and incorporating first responders any way, shape, or form, whether it's military or police, fire, EMS, whatever. But if you're going to go music, then have at least 3 different genres. little shorts. Boom, boom, boom.
Mhm.
That way you incorporate everybody. Nobody feels left out.
Right.
But I mean, honestly, but to Joe's thing, it's about fucking football.
Mhm.
That's what the Super Bowl is. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
I agree with that, and that's my take. Is the majority of the people, and a lot of people do tune in for the halftime show. I don't know if they'll be tuning in next year for the halftime show. Tune in for the halftime show. But I think that the NFL, if they wanted my advice, which they don't, most people are there to watch football. Make it about football.
Yeah.
Make some stories about older players. Have Mean Joe Green. Where's these old Super Bowl MVPs? Do highlights on them. Make it about football. Make it about the players from the past. Make it about who built the house that everybody is living in right now. So that's what I think. You want to appreciate people, and you want to talk about diversity. There's a lot of black players that built the NFL.
Yeah.
A lot of white players that built it. Make it about them. Make it about the players that built the league, and get out of the fucking politics, and get out of the what's the big word of the day that
virtue signaling.
What were they saying? This is they're but get out of the statement making, the point proven statement making, and make it about football. Make it about the past. Make it about the present players. And I think that if you do that, you're going to win back your true football fans.
Well, I think if Deshaun Watson and Justin Tucker were there, you just have massage booths on the field for that.
People would like that.
20 minutes.
Yeah, you could get diverse in that. You get some Asian masseuses.
You'll definitely get clicks, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but I'm going to close with, I'm really, and I don't watch it, so I'm not their base. They don't have to cater to me. But I think that my demographic is their base. Our demographic is the base of the NFL. Quit making us the enemy. Quit allowing the middle-aged white man, conservative white man, who is paying your bills, who's paying the bills. Man, leave us alone. They just want to watch the game. Let us just watch a game and quit making us the target. Quit making us your target. Middle-aged white men are not the enemy. Leave us the fuck alone, man. So,
well, it's kind of like what they're saying is that why the Democrats lost is that every single like hot button topic or issue, they chose the 20% side rather than the 80% side. Figure out who your base is and speak to your 80%.
Well, the NFL, I know, does polls. They know exactly their demographic. They know. It's not like they don't know who the demographic is that is paying the bills to this is the last thing I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. If ever, you believe that, Joe? Do
you know everybody in the chat?
Let's see.
Hold on. I'm just curious.
Oh no, I don't know this one.
Okay. All right. I'm on your show off and on here and there, so I don't know who you have that follows you.
I don't know. I have no idea who this is. This is going to be some troll. I'll delete him.
Holy moly!
I haven't even seen
it.
Your wife is working at the massage.
I love it.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. How about
that? Your demographics is not the base.
Yeah, 4 faggots. That's what we are, is 4 faggots.
There we go.
He schmears.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh.
That's I wasn't sure.
No, I wasn't looking. I was too busy running off of the mouth. Yeah, never mind. I just banned all their comments and banned them.
Click over to comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's gone now. He just knocked them out.
Well, I knocked them all out.
Okay.
But here's my last statement that I'm going to say.
I'm not married yet, by the way. It's coming, but I'm not married yet. So Fuck you,
Your
Pappy.
girlfriend's in the massage.
If the demographic that they are targeting, that they hate, conservative white men, all right? If every conservative white man that supports the NFL stopped today, the NFL would be bankrupt in 6 months.
I think 6 months is a little soon, but I mean, I
They
see
go bankrupt.
where you're going, but it's a fucking enterprise that bus is fucking moving down the road, and that's what sucks.
Yeah, no,
It's
you're right, but
nuts.
it's just
And because like when we bitch about the Chiefs getting all these fucking calls all year long, and I brought this up in my sports podcast, the fucking referees need to be fucking full time and have a quality assurance, a quality control, and they get fined just like the players do when the player has a fucking roughing the passer or a player gets fucking yanked. You get a huge fine. These fucking referees need to have it. Problem is, NFL doesn't enforce that because the NFL is a fucking money train that is just fucking.
they are, man. No, you're right about that.
Nobody can stop it.
Agreed.
Yeah, because we're not willing to do. We're just not willing to do what it takes to stop. People. Here's the thing. People just ignored that. You know, how many people just did not watch this, did not even pay attention, don't give a shit about the show. They were there to watch a game. And there's too many people. Their love of watching the game of football is stronger than any. It's stronger than any stance that they want to take. And I get that. People like watching football.
Well, and I think the average ticket price for someone at the game was over $3,000. That's what it cost.
Oh, there were people. Yeah, I can just imagine how much that was. We had some people, being in New Orleans, we had some people from here that went. There was a lot of people from here that went. So anything anybody want to say in closing?
Well, I was trying to look up real quick the ratings for this year's versus others because I knew a ton of people that weren't going to watch it. I watched it because I was at the firehouse and I was there. But I can't find a good fucking number. But they're saying average record audience 127.7 million. So they're saying this one was huge. Well, I know so many people.
Y'all keep talking to me right back.
I know so many people that weren't going to watch it. I don't think that this was a record Super Bowl.
Well, I think a lot of people say that, and then they watch.
They're inflated. They inflated the numbers.
I think they I totally think they inflated it.
Yeah,
because
I still think a lot of people watch it because
if it's not the biggest one, then their entire story fails, right?
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly.
And then
I kind of feel like too, like
go ahead.
It was not the Super Bowl I wanted, but I watched it because I love football and I wasn't about to miss a football game.
Right.
And I think a lot of people did the same thing. They said they weren't going to watch it, but they did because the bottom line is it's still a game and you want to see it. And how satisfying was it to see the shellacking that took place? I mean, I usually hate blowout games, and I was like enjoying every minute of that.
Right.
And I was waiting to see if what Mahomes could do, if he could actually pull up. Because when we talk about like the offensive line from game one to this one and stuff, that the windows and the plays that the players are making right now, it's extraordinary to watch some of this athleticism and the abilities for these quarterbacks and the receivers and all these players to make the plays. It's incredible to watch these athletes. But let's make it about the damn game.
Nope, I agree with that. So, well, I guess a good thing to close. Let's see if we got it. Let me check the comments, see if we have any good comments.
Got rid of the one that had all the good comments, man.
Hold on. Let's see. This is a good comment here. We got to figure out. Y'all ain't figured out who this is yet, Jason?
It's left with Rich Long before anyone else.
Well, it's got to be a firefighter.
Oh no, Rich hates firemen.
Oh,
It's got to be a patrol.
I saw a great meme the other day. it said that even though firefighters might have invented sex, police officers were the ones that introduced it to women.
Yeah.
I do like that. That's
That's
pretty
a good one. I like that. I can't
Well,
claim
y'all
it.
know-
But
It is good though.
That I
Yeah,
saw.
y'all
that.
know mine. I told Jason this one on my. I'm sure he'd heard it before, but there's only two professions that you get to pay to sleep on your back: a whore and a fireman.
yeah,
And guess what? Retirement still comes at the same time.
Exactly.
All right.
One's
right,
got
guys.
good attention.
Good job, man. Good show.
All right.
see you guys.
So
Oh.
until next time, McGee, Collins, Wells, and Keifer are